Hey everybody, as promised, I am Eric Paulson with Your Essential Practice. And today we're just going to talk about whatever comes up. There's been a lot of weird stuff going on with that Schumann resonance. If you're not sure what the Schumann resonance is, it's pretty much the vibrational frequency of Gaia, of the planet Earth, right? And a lot of these charts are going if you look at the graphs anyway, just look at social media, Google Schumann resonance, that's spelled Schumann resonance, and a lot of the graph detail on there is looking very very different than what we've been used to over the last years, really. And a lot of us light workers are excited, right? Because we're seeing patterns in there, and a lot of them look like the Jesus fish, and a lot of them look like the Merkaba, right? The Merkaba is one pyramid down and one pyramid up. So if I were to interlace like a upside down pyramid with a right side up one, right? And we took the framework of both of these and just married them together, right? Be kind of something like that. Um, it's just like a rough idea, right? So the Merkaba is Merkaba. So anyway, there's a lot of divine masculine and divine healing going on. And what that does is it brings up a lot of yucky stuff, right? Stuff that wants to fight to stay in our lives. So, in contending with that and feeling a lot of the shifts of the frequencies and things like that. Well, first of all, let me back up just a hair because the Schumann resonance chart shows gaps of missing data. Okay? And what this could just be is an update, like a fancy update for the Schumann resonance. Although nobody's been able to really pinpoint it yet. I've done a little bit of research. There's a lot of stuff out here already on YouTube about it, right? But I'm here to just help you through and let's get through these energies together. This is your essential practice, right? So, the Schumann resonance thing, what's it all about? Okay, that's a good question because there's clear evidence of it being tampered with. Now, tampering, we want to think negative right away. No, 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 no. Tampering could also mean something positive. Okay, that could mean that an outside force, a benevolent force, even, is really on our side and shifting a lot of the collective frequencies and harmonics, right? And we're starting to feel that shift of energy collectively. There, if you look at the generation after mine, I'm kind of a cusp, a Gen X, millennial kind of thing. I grew up just before the internet and a little bit after. So I've seen both worlds there, and now the generation after me, like my children, and even younger ones, right? And they're so advanced mentally. Like it is scary, y'all. Like we want to talk about exponential population growth and some sort of a um, what do you want to call it? Like a breaking point, a tipping point, even on the global scale, right? But no one slows down to really think about, okay, how about what's going on with up here, right? The evolution of the human mind, the evolution of humans as a species, as our DNA is being altered through what we eat. There's biomagnification going on. There's a lot of hereditary type hormones that get passed on through what we eat as well. Life expectancy is longer, right? And so we have all this stuff like to digest, and it can be And it's okay. It's okay. I got some runes here. I got some cards for clarification. We're going to chat just a little while about this, right? So when we're up in our heads with our emotions, it's really good to get like a moonstone. This is an orange moonstone. Here's Dalmatian moonstone. Okay, moonstone is really good with balancing and healing the emotions, divine feminine type aspects, right? And this is a jade. It's also very good for healing and balancing the divine masculine aspects, as well as things like selenite, which I do have here. That's selenite that you see in a lot of my videos. Yep, it's been in every single one. And it's very good for purification, right? And so what I'm getting at here is, let's just take a beat before we decide to move forward, right? Where we were being called to recently go into our subconscious. We had Saturn entering retrograde with Pisces energy and this new moon in Gemini. We have the solstice right around the corner. That's June 21st, and Pisces season coming up as well. Or it's a Cancer season. Regardless, it's a water sign, right? We go from air to water. All right. We were just in fire with Aries, right? Oh, excuse me. We were just in earth with Taurus. So it goes fire, water, or excuse me, fire, earth, air, water. Fire, water, earth. Or excuse me, fire, earth, air, water. Fire, earth, air, water. And there's that balance that keeps on going around. And so that repetitive cycle, right, that helps us repeat some lessons, some seasonal things that come up. And how we react or respond is, it should be a healthier way, like respond, but that we, yes, we're all healing, and it's fine to react occasionally. Okay, it is. Don't beat yourself up over it. That self-talk will really bring you down. So how does this tie into the Schumann resonance, right? So when we're collectively raising our vibrations, we're constantly impacting each other. The heart, right, is measurable up to like 3 meters away, like over, like I think it's like 8 feet or something like that, right? It's not just because, oh yeah, la di da, it makes a electrical pulse. That's understandable. Yeah, but that pulse is a frequency. Okay, when we're affecting one another, like you can walk into a room and feel the energy in that room. We can be next to somebody that's in a bad mood and become in a bad mood. Or we can be next to somebody in a great mood and become in a great mood, right? So our energy does affect one another, even through the screen right here. I'm talking to you. Okay? So how you receive the information is totally up to you. I get it. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. However, for your essential practice, I want you to be mindful and aware that as we're raising these collective frequencies together, we're vibrating higher. We're coming from a sense of humility and humor rather than guilt and shame. Mm-hmm. And when that happens, and it happens more often, and the more we look, the more we notice, right? And that's just, I think personally, that has part to do with raising Gaia's frequency. There's a lot of group meditations going on doing this. There's a lot more light workers in the world than there ever has been, or at least that we know of, right? In our past, like in the times of Mu and Atlantis, maybe there were a lot more. Okay. The powers that be don't want us to succeed in this, obviously. I've had Facebook restrictions slapping me left and right, keeping me from monetizing. And I know so many other people, and that's just an example, right? I know so many other people that have been going through that. And what that really means is that we're on the right track. Okay? Either way, we're all going to be okay. Yeah, it'd be nice to make money. Yeah, sure. But that's not everything, is it? No. Because what we're being called to do is take a beat, figure out what's going on up here. Because remember, if you follow the laws of Hermeticism, we know that the universe is all mental, right? It's our own experiences creating more and more other experiences. We're manifesting everything. We manifested each other. I've manifested you here, and you've manifested me here right now. How wonderful is that? I love you and I thank you for sharing this space with me. So I want to pull a rune right now and see more about what this Schumann resonance is all about. We can probably do some cards for clarification. I'll probably pull about 3 runes today. I know it's not a typical rune reading. This is the rune of hail. Or, oopsie, I forgot to do something. Sudden upsets and changes. A lot of us may have been experiencing a lot of that in the past. I know I personally have, right? I've had several tower moments recently. And tower moments, this is kind of like that, okay? Or maybe more this is if this was tarot, I would personally associate this more with the devil card, right? Because sometimes a shake-up is what we need. And as far as the 3 runes go, I would consider this a past rune, definitely. Okay, Hagas is the rune of hail, natural disaster. It could mean a literal natural disaster. Many of you are buckling up for a huge hurricane about to make landfall. It's forecasted to make landfall on Wednesday. Right now it is Monday, I believe. Yeah, it is Monday, June 19th. So in a couple days, the hurricanes are picking up again. We've entered a time period also of weather fluctuations where it is El Nino. The oceans are warming up. And a lot of our jet streams are being affected. The subtropical jet stream is over the southern United States right now. And where I live, I'm in the northern part of the country up in Wisconsin, where the polar jet stream constantly, moves up and down over my state. Well, right now that's pushed way up by Canada. So there are a lot of collective major things happening. This is calling for us to take inventory of our lives. Right? Be prepared for these upsets. Make sure that your crops are taken care of, your family's taken care of. You have your mental mise en place. I'm a retired chef, by the way, so mise en place means mess in place. It's meaning having your things in order before you begin a project, right? So those of you who speak French already know that. And so let's go ahead with the second rune here. This is the horse rune, okay? All these runes are labradorite, all right, and they're somewhat see-through, right? So I apologize for some of the glare, but this is the horse rune, or it's also the rune of a trusted friend and ally. So presently we're looking for a sort of pilgrimage with a trusted friend and ally. I know I've been reaching out too recently, personally. You might be grasping at straws like, hey, what's going on? There's a Schumann resonance. I keep on asking all these questions and I can't get any straight answers. Well, just know that with a trusted friend, even with the divine, you can say, the divine is my friend. My ego is my amigo. I know a lot of people go that way too. Or sistars, as a lot of divine feminine like to call each other. So there's all these awesome sources out there, right? For us to lean on each other and kind of dance with this energy together, because this isn't bad, y'all. I have a very intuitive feeling that a lot of this stuff with the Schumann resonance frequency, all the beautiful patterns that it's making, it could just be an update. Yeah, it could just be a pretty update. However, wouldn't they just let you know in the app or online or wherever you're going? Wouldn't they just be like, hey, this is what's going on? So, in that respect, I want to say that with going on a pilgrimage, maybe to a spiritual place, would be tremendously healing for you to get that clarity and that focus, right? This is the last rune I will draw right now. Yew rune. It's YEW. It's the branch that bows were made out of back in the day. And that calls for endurance. If we take a closer look at this rune, it's very close to the sun rune. So if we scrunch it up a little bit and maybe turn it, it looks a lot like the sun rune. However, if we don't endure and these branches snap off, then we have the single line in the rune, and that's the ice rune, where we remain frozen, rigid, stuck. We're called to endure what's going on right now. And I will have a very in-depth rune reading tomorrow. Make sure that you stay with the channel, like, comment, and subscribe, because that'll keep you notified of when I do that next rune reading, okay? That means, so right now we're getting prepared, right? A grand rising, right? Grand something, right? Whatever that is, have faith in that it's going to turn out in your favor. And then it has more likelihood of happening. When we think, I don't want that, I don't want this, I don't want that, the universe doesn't care if you don't want it or you do want it. It's the fact that you're dwelling on it that it responds to. That's the vibration you're sending out, and it calls, and the universe is like, okay, let's reciprocate. Let's match that frequency, right? We're all trying, like when I said earlier, when you walk into a room, we can affect one another vibrationally just by moods, right? So when we're going through that, it's really important to know that when we're focusing on things, it's best to just have faith in the best outcomes. Dwell on those best outcomes, right? Don't be thinking, oh, I don't want to get arrested, or I don't want to, have my significant other leave me. I don't want to lose friends. No, 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 no. Okay. It's all right. It's all right, because I need to work on this too. We're all in this together, right? So we can call this our essential practice now. What I mean is, by dwelling on the best outcome, and is this getting into that mental training, right? Of, I am looking forward to so many great things. I'm looking forward to $1 million. I am so looking forward to that new car I'm getting. I'm so looking forward to that career opportunity. I'm so looking forward to when I meet my significant other. Not if, but when, right? Those subtle differences in that self-talk mean a world of difference vibrationally, right? Coming from that higher vibrational frequency and not from down here, okay? So again, with the Schumann resonance and understanding that it's not If it was meant to be understood, we would all know right now. You think? If we're all meant to know what the cabal is planning, we would know right now. If we're meant to know what we're manifesting, we'll know right now. And we do know right now, don't we? So let's get to work. The Schumann Resonance stuff doesn't need to be figured out. Right now, it's a great emotional wave. There's a lot of positive feedback from this change in how the Schumann Resonance is right now. And let me tell you, great things are happening for you this fall. Collectively. Mark my words. Flame me in the comments if I'm wrong. But you know what? It's going to be so awesome. We're going to look back on today and think, holy man, I didn't really think that I was this way or that it would be that way. No, because we were focusing on that manifesting, right? Great. Good job. Good work. Pat yourself on the back. Tell yourself, I love you in the mirror. Thank you for being there. I love you. We brush our teeth in the mirror. We comb our hair. Well, some of us do. I mean, some of us have more hair to comb. So I want to say to you, focus on the positive. This Schumann resonance frequency does not need to be figured out. It's a blessing, I believe. And everything that I've read, everything that I've seen, all the feedback, all the reactions are wonderful. They're you can't even imagine. If you knew what your future holds for you, you'd be leaping in joy, peeing your pants. You're so excited right now. Okay, I'm not going to lecture you anymore. I want y'all to have a blessed and abundant day. But first, I want to do one card, at least one card for clarification on this all, right? How about that? Let me know how you feel in the comments below. Look at that. Okay, one flipped over. And that is the health card. Health. Let me try to get a good angle here. What this says is, I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. So when we take care of ourselves, other things are taken care of. Right? When we focus on the diet, when we get the meditation, when we're grounded, when we're looking at our cortisol levels. A lot of you caffeine drinkers out there, I'm talking to you. I'm one too. Those cortisol levels need to be kept in check, right? Habits. It doesn't need to be taken all at once. You can start with baby steps. Any progress is still progress. Your ego is your amigo. You don't have to go killing it. To kill it is pretty one-sided, I believe. And that to me is more of a toxic energy when we're supposed to be living in balance, right? Right? We want that ego to be in balance with us. We're not killing the whole thing, just losing certain aspects of it, right? Recognizing for what it is, moving on. Listen to your body and your health. Look at that beautiful mandala. I'm going to read a little bit more about that card. And we're going to see what more clarification Divine has for us through that card. As a reminder, again, it says, I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Your body is your temple, and you're responsible for its care. You have chosen to incarnate on this physical dimension to learn certain lessons. And if you don't maintain the physical vehicle that your soul has chosen, then you're sabotaging your own plan. Your health is a vital element to your soul's your health is a vital element to your soul's progress, and you should never take it for granted. Be sensible about nourishment and exercise. You should be a sensitive being who must be conscious of your surroundings because you can easily be detained by people, places, or things. We can get distracted. That's okay. Don't beat yourself up over it. We're living and learning in this together. Right? You can comment down below as well if you need that little bit of extra clarity. Always make a ritual of protection and cleansing before you work with a client, or just bring your mind back to your heart throughout your day to rejuvenate. It's super hot here in Wisconsin right now, and I mowed my lawn today. Perfect example. I had my shirt off, and I was like, I mowed a little bit, came inside, rehydrated, cooled off, took my time, right? And then I did a little bit more. Progress is still progress. You don't have to mow the lawn all in one day. This card may also signify a desire to assist other beings through physical or emotional healing work. You may be involved professionally with medical fields, body work, or psychiatry and counseling. Or maybe you're just a good listener who possesses sage advice. If you or someone you know inherited a congenital disease, past life work may be of some benefit. Y'all, check out my Facebook. I have a rune on this today. It was Gibo Gifts. I talk about the energies of the day, and I feel that's right in line with that. I'm Eric Paulson with Your Essential Practice. It has been a blessing to communicate here with you in this space. Have a blessed and abundant day, everyone. Namaste.